Hello, everyone. I hope I'm live. I'm just going to have a quick check to make sure that I am. Yes. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's having a fabulous day, morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. For those that don't know me, my name's Ashley, and I'm a wedding photographer from Melbourne, Australia. Thank you so much for having me today, and I'm really excited to present some awesome knowledge of how I use all the Godox products for my wedding photography work. So I'm just going to get right into it and share my screen. And if you have any questions, feel free to post some and I will try to get back to you guys as soon as I can. All right, give me a minute. Oops, 1 second, guys. I'm really sorry. Okay, that's better. All right, guys. So today my topic is called No Limits. And I created this topic because I wanted to share with you guys that there should be no limitations on a wedding day when it comes to lighting. When I first started photography 10 years ago, I was always using natural lighting. And then sometimes I would rock up to locations where the natural lighting wasn't too great for me. So I was always wondering, how can I get the best shots in low light situations using external lighting like flashes? And that's when I was introduced to off-camera flash lighting. And when I started using it, I absolutely fell in love with the way it looked and how different my wedding photography was looking compared to the market that everybody uses natural lighting. So I'm going to jump straight into it and why I love using flash. Number one, I love being able to have more creative control over the image and more freedom. So if I was to arrive to a location where the lighting was, quite dull, the natural light wasn't great, I then can pull out a flash and use it to create more interesting photographs. Number two, flash is so exciting. A few years ago when I started introducing flash work to my photography, I was just playing around. I wasn't really the best at it. But when I started playing around with it, I would look at the back of my screen and just think, wow, I cannot wait to get home and play around with these images because it was just something different, something totally different to natural lighting. So flash is exciting. Number three, to create more impacting and epic photographs that stand out. And I think that one is very important in a market where there's so many wedding photographers. It's really important to create images that stand out and capture your audience. And for that reason, when I was posting all my images using flash, I started getting more work because I would have clients come to me and they saw my night photos and they were like, I really love that. I want that at my wedding day. It's different. I haven't seen it before. So it's really important to me to be able to create more impacting, epic wedding photos that stand out. Okay, jumping right ahead. The two flash settings that I use throughout the day is TTL and manual. TTL I usually use when I'm doing like my reception photos or anything candid. And manual I use when I'm doing my portraits, so I can have full control over what my flash power is and how I want the image to look. Sorry, I can't, yeah. Okay. Oops, sorry guys, where are we? So, guys, I can't actually see the questions at the moment because I have it's covering the keynotes covering the questions. So if you have any questions, I will get back to you as soon as I can and have a look every couple of minutes to make sure that there's no questions being asked. But I'll move right forward. What modifiers do I use when I shoot? So this is like the best kit ever. The Godox AKR1 accessory kit is so good. It has everything that you need when creating wedding photos, and you want to have those modifiers to change up the look. So the main ones that I use is the grid. I love the grid. The little color gels at the bottom there, they're great too because they can change the color and the feel of the image. And you've got your snoot, your barn doors, your little softbox there. So there's a whole heap of little awesome accessories that you can take with you on a wedding day and use them at any stage. They come in really, really handy. Cool. So when do I use flash? So at a wedding day, when do I think it's important to use flash? There are 3 reasons why I use flash on a wedding day. 1, if the natural light is dull and boring and I want to create a more impacting photograph. So I like to shoot in a lot of buildings where it's got beautiful architecture. And if the lighting conditions in there aren't too great, that's when I'll bring in a flash. Number 2, for all my night shots. Every time I do a night shot, I do a night shot with a couple. Every wedding I do a night shot, no matter what. And the night shot always ends the wedding album as a double page spread. So it's really important to me that I always capture a night shot so that I have that beautiful final photo of the night. And number 3, all my reception photos. So all the candid reception photos, I'll use a flash unless it's like a daytime reception and I've got, beautiful natural light that I can use. Just going to check to see if there's any questions, guys. 1 second. Yep, it is very true. The AKR kits are amazing. It's literally all you need. It's perfect. Okay, jumping back. Okay, now I'm going to talk about enhancing an image with flash photography. It is really important to me when I'm using flash during the day on location that it's only to mimic the sunlight or natural light or ambient lighting. I don't want my flash to have that really obvious unnatural feel to it. I don't want the audience to look at my image and realize that the photo was taken with a flash. I want them to feel like it is the natural light or it is the ambient light. So I'm going to go through now and show you some photos of some weddings that I've taken over the time where I've used flash during the day to mimic that sunlight, natural light, or ambient lighting. All right, so I'm going to press play on the video and let you guys see a little BTS behind the scenes of this, the image that I've created, and then I'm going to talk to you about why I used flash in this image. Where's my little play button? I'm going to jump back into Keynote, guys. My apologies here. Sometimes technology doesn't go the way, always the way that we want. Okay, where's that? There it is. Just going to check that you guys can all see this. Bear with me for a moment. Yeah, you can see it. Hi. Thank you, Godox. I will answer all the questions at the end of the presentation. I'm just having trouble being able to see the questions while doing the keynote presentation. So I'm going to play you a little video now. All right, let me jump through to the next photo of this. Okay, so I'm going to give you a bit of an explanation of why I decided to use flash in this image, because it was sunset hour, and we could have just used natural lighting. And as you can see on the left-hand side of the image, it's all natural lighting. You can see the sun setting there, and most people would love nothing more to photograph weddings in the natural lighting setting. And I certainly do love it as well. But in this situation, I could see on the left-hand side that cars were driving up the road, and I thought, why not try and make it look like those cars are lighting up the couple? So that's where I pulled in the flash, and I had the assistant following them as they were walking to make the photo look a little bit more natural. And then we've got the result on the right-hand side. So you can see that there's two different feels to the images. The mood is different on the right-hand side to the left-hand side. And there's no right or wrong answer of how to do this image, but if you want to provide the best of both worlds to your client, then why not just pull out a flash and try something different and unique? And for me, I personally love the image on the right-hand side. It's more impacting to me. It stands out a lot more. It's very moody, dramatic, and you can even see the beautiful sunset lighting in the background too. So it looks like a really nice, beautiful dusk feel to it. Just moving down. Okay, another situation here where we have the church. So I just finished the ceremony, and we were about to move on to the wedding location photos, and I decided to grab the couple and quickly get a shot in this beautiful archway here at the church, because the architectural look of it and feel of it was just stunning. And I could see behind, it was quite a warm environment. It looked great. I thought, why not try and get the assistant behind there with a flash to make it look like, you know, the sun is setting behind them, even though that particular day it was quite overcast. And I'm going to move forward and show you a bit of a before and after with the flash. So we've got the left-hand side, no flash, and the right-hand side with the flash. And you can see how different the image looks there with no flash versus flash. I feel like, you know, it's more stronger, it's impacting, it's more powerful, and it gives you more of a separation between the clients in the background, the bride and the groom in the background there. Just moving along. Here's another version too. So we have before and after. And like I said, there's no right or wrong answer to photograph this. The left image is still beautiful. I just feel like the flash gives it that little bit more wow factor. This is Crown Casino, a really popular, iconic tourist spot for Melbourne. And the couple were actually getting married in one of the receptions there. And if anyone knows this location well, if you've ever visited Melbourne, Australia, or you're from Melbourne, Australia, you would know that this is like an iconic spot and can be quite crazy with so many people. So you've got to be really quick getting this photo, because a lot of people are walking up and down the stairs, and you really want to be able to capture it really quickly because people are moving around all the time. So when I first got here, I knew straight away, instantly, that the natural ambient lighting was not going to be enough to create this image. So I was looking around, trying to work out, okay, I think I'm going to put my flash behind them. I quickly ran behind them with an assistant. No, sorry, actually with a stand. I was working by myself that day, popped the light behind them, and we got this photo. So again, it's important when I'm setting up a shot like this that I want to put the flash there, and I want it to have a reason for being there. So for me, it was the ambient lighting above. You can see right up the top there on the right-hand side, there's a light sort of flashing. You can also see there's a chandelier. So the whole idea of this is to make it look like the lighting is coming from there to light them up, and you can't see a flash. It doesn't look obvious that there is a flash there. and this is the result. So the flash here was set up 2 meters behind them on a stand. And like I said, I had to be really quick for this shot. I think it was done in literally 20 seconds because people are walking up and down the stairs, and I wanted to get one shot to make it look like it's more isolated and no one is around. I had a grid on, so the AKRR kit, the grid, this was to control that light spreading all around the image and just keeping it straight onto the client. I put a warm color gel on it because I wanted to create that beautiful warm feel to the image. So, and this was the result. So I think the client was really pleased with this image. It looks definitely more impacting with the flash than without the flash. So flash definitely saved me on that day, and it turned out really beautiful. Okay, another photo. So this is the bridal party. They had a beautiful, beautiful setup with all these beautiful chandeliers, which you don't see quite often at a wedding day. And they spent a lot of money setting up this wedding reception. So I knew that I had to capture something in this location that stands out, something beautiful. And looking around when I got to this location, I was like, there is a lot of natural lighting in here, so I probably don't need the flash. This is a raw image, by the way, guys. You know, if this was not a raw image and I edited it, I would definitely get rid of all those distracting elements in the back, like the sign on the right-hand side of the image. But yeah, this was my test shot. It was like, okay, beautiful natural lighting. I'll give it a test. I shot this on the 50 mil, and it's nice. It's really nice. It's clean. It's beautiful, but it wasn't giving me that wow factor that I really wanted in this image. It wasn't showing off the reception as much, and I just thought maybe this particular photo would be better with a flash and a wide angle lens, so I'm getting in the whole environment of the wedding day. So I changed my I changed my lens to the 16 to 35 mil lens, and I got this, which, you know, I think really does hit that target, hit the quota of, you know, wow factor, bringing in all the elements, the design of the wedding day, like all the decorations that they had spent a lot of money on. And it just goes to show that how different an image can look when you're using a wide angle lens and a flash. So it just changes the whole mood of an image. So whenever you're doing a photograph of something and you feel like, oh, it looks great, but let's try something else, put a wide angle on or put a flash on, and I guarantee it will literally change the whole feel of an image. This looks a lot more dramatic. Obviously, I've done some editing to this. I've darkened around where I don't really feel like I dark around the edges, so I wanted to be drawn in to the bridal party there. Now, just to give you an indication, guys, this is the raw photo, and what I had my settings. So my camera settings for this was f4, 1/200, ISO 800. Flash was behind the bridal party with a grid on, again, to control the spread of the lighting. And then, yeah, so we've got the on full power as well. So full power, I wanted a really strong power so that I was able to get it strong enough to light up the couple in the middle and bounce off to the bridal party sitting there. So this was shot with an AD200 Pro. You can also shoot this with an AD100 Pro. So you can use a 100 Pro or 200 Pro, it will work the same way. So if you have a AD100 Pro, give it a shot. You'll get the same results. Okay, so here's another image during the day. I don't often use flash much during the day, but This is a location I shoot at quite often. Another iconic Melbourne wedding location that a lot of wedding photographers use, and we go there, you know, a handful to a dozen of times a year to use this location. And usually I only use natural lighting because it is very easy to shoot at with natural lighting. But on this particular occasion, I had some extra time, and I felt the lighting was a little bit flat. It was an overcast day. It wasn't giving me that really punchy, shadowy look that I really wanted. So I thought, let's try a flash out. And I had actually the videographer there on the left. I asked him if he wouldn't mind holding a stand up for me. And what I'm doing here is mimicking sunlight. So the sun usually sets on the left-hand side. What I'm trying to do is get the flash there, put it up nice and high so it hits the couple and it looks like sunlight. My camera settings were f9, ISO 160, shutter 125, flash power was 132. So, and then I think I have a warm color gel on that too, just to warm up the couple so that they look like they've got nice, beautiful sunset light directly on their faces. Now, you might be wondering, well, yeah, that's a great shot, but what do we do about the assistant there in the photograph? So I want to show you a video, guys, of how easy it is to literally, in a matter of seconds, get rid of the assistant in Photoshop. So give me 1 second while I go back into the keynote. Okay. All right, turn that up for you guys and just have a listen to how I will edit out the assistant if I'm wanting to create one of those type of wedding photos. All right, here is an image where I've got my couple standing on the stairs there, and I did take it with natural light, but I really wanted to bring in a flash just to really make the couple pop from the image. And what I'm doing here is trying to mimic sunlight. So I want it to look like the sun sort of setting, and I'm using the sun directly on their face. That's why they look a little bit more warmer in the image, because I have a warm color gel on it. So I'm going to remove the assistant on the left-hand side, and I'm going to show you how to do that really easily in Photoshop. So I'm going to bring it into Adobe Camera Raw and play around with some adjustments, just doing some simple things that I generally do to all my images to bring in the detail back into the image. Just going to crop in the right-hand side of the image just to make it a little bit more symmetrical. And then I'm going to open it up in Photoshop and remove the assistant very quickly. So the first thing I'm going to do is copy the right-hand side of the image, and then I'm going to paste it back on the image, creating a layer, and then I'm going to flip it horizontally to the left-hand side so I can use the left-hand side of the image to remove the assistant holding the light there. So I'm going to use my paintbrush to paint away, or sorry, my brush tool to get rid of the assistant there. And I'm just going to do that very quickly, and then later on, after I've done that, I'm going to go through the image and make sure I haven't made any errors and make sure that everything lines up correctly in the image. You can see how quickly this can be done as long as you have everything looking very symmetrical and naturally in the image. And now I'm just going to get rid of that flash up the top there, and hopefully it joins in at the window. But if it doesn't, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to straighten it up and just make sure it aligns correctly so it doesn't look, you know, a little bit odd or obvious that I've copied the right-hand side. Now I'm just going to crop it in just to create a little bit more symmetrical image. All right. So that's how you could easily remove the assistant from the image and create a beautiful image there. So let me show you the final result of the edited photo. And you can see there, they look like they're being lit up by a bit of sunlight, and we've got a beautiful background, no assistant in the shot, and it's just a lot more impacting than what you see with no flash. Again, I do like natural light. Natural lighting is very easy to use on a wedding day. And I use it, for a good majority of the day. But flash is exciting, and when you pull out your flash and try something different, you might be able to get something different and unique, something that other photographers may not be able to get, and from this location. Because when you go to locations where they're being used by other photographers quite frequently, then what is separating you from them booking another photographer? So always try and find ways to be different, because that way, you'll have an audience or clients that really want you for your work, and not because, you're cheaper than the next photographer, or, the other photographer's cheaper than you and they can go to there. So it's always good to have different knowledge and different styles. And if you want, you can add in a nice little sun flare. So I've added in a sun flare on the side of the image there, just to create that more look that it is sunset or sunlight. Moving along. Okay, so this location I visited many years ago, and I had a once in a lifetime situation, which does not happen in the wedding photography world all the time. It just happens to be that day it was raining and the sun was out. And when I was capturing these wedding photos, the sun was lighting up the rain, which was just so stunning, and I just loved it. And that image always stood out to me, how the natural light worked and how it was able to light up the rain, reflect the light from her veil onto his face. And I just knew that I would never, ever, ever have an opportunity to have this type of lighting situations again at this particular location. So fast forward a couple of years, and I visited the same location again, and just so happened to be that it was raining that day, but we weren't fortunate enough to have any sun. So this was the same location, raining, but looks nothing like the image I showed you guys before. So I was thinking to myself, how can I try to create what I was given in the natural light so many years ago? And so I was like, I'm going to get my flash out. I did get the flash out, and I was able to create these beautiful, impacting, moody, and intimate wedding photos. And so I've got the Godox AD200 Pro. Again, you can use the AD100 Pro with this. I have done photos with the AD100 Pro. It's just that we Melbourne people have been in lockdown for a few months now, so we haven't had as many weddings for a few months, so we are catching up. And my number one flash tool in my bag now is my AD100 Pro. I still love the AD200 Pro, but I love the 100 Pro because it just fits perfectly in my bag. It's so easy to use. I love the little dial where you can dial up and down your flash powers, and yeah, it's just a great little tool to have. So either of those flashes you can use. And here's another version. So this is a before photo with just natural lighting, and you can see it's very dark, and there's not much light going in. It's actually raining in this shot, but because of the lighting, you can't see it. So I wanted to be able to see that rain and really be able to capture that beautiful dramatic rain that was coming down. So with a flash, this is the difference that you get. It's amazing what a flash can do to the image, and it looks completely different. I'm just going to jump in and just see everything is all good with the stream so far. Yeah, sorry, I just wanted to make sure that we were all still live. Just going to jump back into my keynote. Night photography. Now, this is probably where I started my journey into flash photography, because I think I saw someone's work and I saw that they were doing these beautiful night photos, and I thought, that's really, really beautiful. I want to learn how to do something like that so that I can have a final portrait for my client for their wedding album. So I started off using just like my, speed light, and then I wanted more power, so I ended up using the AD200 Pro. But night shots are just like my favorite thing to do at a wedding day, and they tend to be one of my clients' favorite shots as well, because they are really beautiful and dramatic and impacting. So what do I look for when I'm setting up my night photos? Like, what am I looking for? What do I want in the image? And when I'm going out searching for a night shot during this reception, what are the key things that I'm looking for? One of the biggest things that I always look for is anything with ambient lighting. So fairy lights are great because they have beautiful ambient lighting. The reason being is sometimes you won't get a situation where you have ambient lighting. But for me, it's important because when I'm creating a night shot, again, I want the flash to look like it's coming from that ambient lighting. So here you can see the fairy lights. This is no flash. So this is just me setting up the couple and just working out if this is the scene that I want. And then the next step is, okay, where am I going to position my flash so that it looks natural, so that when I take the image, it's going to look like it is coming from the fairy lights above. And here is the final image with the Godox 200 Pro with the grid on, again, to control that spread of light. You can also do this with the Godox 100 Pro as well. And you can see here how beautiful they look. This is just one light setup. So it's on a stand. Just so you know, guys, I don't really have assistants with me on the day. I normally shoot alone. I shoot with a wedding videographer every now and then, and sometimes I might ask them for help with holding the lights or whatever, but mostly when I'm going to a wedding day, I will bring a stand with me and just have the flash on the stand, like the AD100 Pro sitting on the stand, ready to go. And I just literally set it up, go behind them, and quickly take the photo. So really, these photos are so super easy to create. You don't need multiple flash setup. You don't need assistance. You just need to have, one light setup, and you can create beautiful, impacting images just using that one light setup. A lot of people ask me sometimes when they see these type of images that how can it only be one light because their faces look lit up pretty well. Well, my answer to that is when you're dealing with a bride and groom, especially when they're wearing white shirts and white dresses and you're putting the light behind them and the flash goes off, the flash will hit the white shirt, will hit the white dress and bounce onto their faces all around. And that will give you that look that, you might have a front flash lighting them up. But I like to keep my images really natural. And I feel if I bring in a front flash, it will start to give me that a natural sort of forced flash look, if that makes sense. So, just keep it simple. I mean, certainly you can use multi-flash setups. There's no right or wrong answer. Just for me, I like to keep things really simple, really easy. And night photos, you're literally dragging the couple away from their reception and their party. So you want to be really quick. You want to be efficient, and you really want to be able to get the photo and let them go back to their party. Here's another example of fairy lights. So always there's a lot of fairy lights always at wedding receptions these days. So if you find fairy lights, you can certainly use them as a backdrop. And with this shot, we played around a little bit with the LCR 500s, so the LC 500Rs, and we had a little R1 to play around with, just to give a little bit more color in the image and just something different as well. You can take the bridal party out for a photo, which is also fun to get, because usually you'll take the couple. It just depends on your bridal party on the day. If they're willing, if they're not too drunk, if they're not having too much fun, you can take them out. And in this situation, we took them out, quickly set up a shot, pop the flash behind them. I don't even think I had a stand. I think that the flash is literally sitting on a chair behind them. Very simple, very easy, and very impacting. More fairy lights. Fairy lights are a great way to do a night photo, because again, it shows some ambient lighting there. And if you want to be really exciting, you can also get smoke bombs. We use smoke bombs here in Australia. I'm sure other people around the world use smoke bombs. They're a really, really cool, exciting tool to use. And literally you just light them up and the smoke comes out everywhere. And when you're lighting it up with a flash, it gives you that more crazy, smoky feel. Another smoky smoke bomb feel with fairy lights in the background. You can see that I've got more of a wider angle on this one. And yeah, and I've got some of the venue in on the right-hand side there. And yeah, again, whenever I'm doing my night photos, my thought process is that this photo is going to be the final spread of their album. So I really want to photograph the photo horizontally so that I can get a big, say, 12 by 24 inch spread. Rain, if it's raining on a wedding day, on a wedding night when you're doing your night photos, don't be shy to ask your couple to quickly go out for a photo. It's a quick photo, and if they're easygoing and they don't mind getting wet, then they'll be all up for it. And just make sure that you have it all set up ready to go so they're not standing in the rain for too long. Again, you can see that there's fairy lights there, so that gives the appeal that those that lighting is coming from the fairy lights above. Now, this was a reception that didn't have any fairy lights, so I was thinking to myself, well, what else could I use? So I decided to use the ambient lighting around the building. And again, guys, whenever I'm doing these photos, I'm shooting alone, no assistance. I have it on a stand. I just go behind them, between 2 and 3 meters behind them. You don't want to go too close, because if the closer you get, you're only really going to light up certain points of their body. But you don't want to go too far, because then you're going to light up too much. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're just lighting up their profiles, and just creating that little bit of separation between the couple and the background, and then having that beautiful rim lighting around their profiles, their hairlines, and all of that. And even, guys, like my posing with these ones are very similar, simple, and they're just, facing each other. You can't be too creative. Well, you can try, but I don't, because I like to have that final shot of them just looking at each other. But yeah, most of the setups that I do are simple, mainly because one, I don't want to drag them away for too long, and I just want to get the shot done really quickly for them. There was no ambient lighting here, but I saw the little light bulb and I thought I'll use that as a light, as the ambient lighting. We've got some beautiful trees happening, some details, which is beautiful. This photo definitely made their final page spread, and it's a beautiful, intimate moment, just quietly with them two in a literally isolated area, which looks really romantic and beautiful. Similar to this, we don't really have any fairy lights, so I thought we'll use the chapel. So this was the chapel, and I could see that the beautiful ambient lighting in the background was a great spot to use. Again, I think I've got this. Yes, I definitely have this on a stand behind them. Quick shot and moving along. Reception. So I got this image. I was just sitting around. The couple was sitting around. I thought, let's get a beautiful a beautiful photo of the couple standing in between the dinner tables. It looks like they're having a really beautiful moment while everybody's just eating, talking, and enjoying their night, which is, I think, a beautiful shot to capture for the bride and groom, because they can see all their guests sitting there mingling and having a great time as well as you've got, you know, the details of the table set up, the chandelier, and I think I have a video of this one, so I'm going to move along and show you guys some behind the scenes. Here's a nice black and white shot as well. Just going to go back to Keynote, so give me 1 second, guys. Oh, sorry, guys. Is there a problem with the live? Oh, it's showing the same pic. Oh, my goodness. I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second. I'm so sorry. All right. Let me see if I can go back for the last 15 minutes. I'm so sorry. I don't know why it didn't show you guys my screen. All right. Tell me. I'm going to go back onto the... I can see the live on my phone and I'm sharing. I'm going to stop this sharing and restart. Okay. All right, so we'll go back. I'm really sorry if you guys were just listening to all of that and then now I have to say it all again. Hopefully the people that were watching were listening, and we can just go back and I can show you some key points of I think we were at night photos, which is really important one, wasn't it? Oh no, we're all the way back here. Okay. Let's see, I'm just watching on the live, see if it's... I'm so sorry, guys. I wasn't able to see the comments. So let me see if I can work out how I can see the comments, just in case. Please give me a moment. Yeah, gotta love technology. I have no idea why it did that. It was still sharing, but now I can see your comments, guys. I've just moved it up. So I'm really, really sorry about that. I do apologize. I just couldn't see anything, so I really apologize. So we'll start here. And hopefully you guys can sort of remember what I was talking about, but I'll go ahead and do everything that I was just chatting to you about. So again, this is the natural light setup. I went to this location years and years ago, and I was given this beautiful, magical, natural lighting. Sorry, what's going on there? I was given this beautiful natural lighting that I knew I was never, ever going to get again. I was just like, oh my God, this is like a once in a lifetime beautiful. Mother Nature was giving me magic. So we have the sun out and it was raining. Sun was being able to capture the rain in the image. The sun was bouncing off the bride onto the groom, and it was just one of those moments. Fast forward to a couple of years ago when I went to the same location, and it was raining, but we didn't have the sun. We just did not have any sun. And so this is raw, and you can see how different it is. It's really flat, boring, probably a little bit overexposed in my opinion. But I thought we'll bring out the flash, and this is why, like, this is the why and the reasoning why I call my workshop No Limits, because when I'm shooting a wedding, I don't want to have any limits on a wedding day. Like, I want to be able to get what I want when I want. And that's how me incorporating flash has really helped me enable me to get images that I want. So here we go. This is the flash. So how different does it look? It's definitely not natural lighting, but it does give you that beautiful, dramatic, impacting. It's just so romantic. Like, it's such a different mood. You can see there, like, compared to there, the mood is just so different. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm really sorry about me rambling on and you had no pictures. It's really sorry. Same location, same couple. You can see that the location is really low lit situation. It's dark, but even though it's probably like, I think it was like midday, when you've got all those trees in the redwood forest, it blocks all the light. So you can't see in this image, but it was actually raining like a lot on this day. Like, it was just downpouring. So I was like, let's put the flash, and bang, we have the flash. And the flash was able to capture the beautiful rain, and what a beautiful moment it looks like. Now, I know in this situation that there isn't ambient lighting as such as like fairy lights, or, you know, there's ambient lighting in terms of natural lighting, but sometimes you just got to weigh up what you feel is better in an image. And yeah, so I chucked on the AD200 Pro. You can also use the AD100 Pro for this image too, and you can still get the exact same feel. And again, this is just on a stand behind them. If you guys were listening to me before, I don't have an assistant on the day, so everything for me is about keeping things really simple. And by all means, I don't want to come across as this big flash technical person. I really am not, and that's the honest truth. But with my flashes that I use from Godox, they are so easy to use that even someone as non-technical as me can use it quickly and easily without having any problems. I don't think I've ever had a wedding where I was having trouble using the Godox products. They're very easy to use. Pop them on, dial your flash setting, quickly set up your shot, and all these kind of shots are really done in less than a minute. That's how easy they are. Okay, so night photos. I think you guys were listening to me before when I said that night photos were my favorite thing to capture at a wedding day. Literally, every time I'm doing a wedding, I'm just like, I love doing the night shots. And yes, so let's go through. Again, what am I looking for when I'm setting up my night photos? You would have heard me before saying that I'm always looking for fairy lights, and I'm looking for ambient lighting, and something that's the flash, something that it's going to make the flash look like it's coming from. So I feel like I'm repeating myself again, and I'm so sorry, guys. But just to give you a little bit of information on how I created the photos, I'm just going to go back and chat to you about it. Here is that photo taken with the flash, and again, this is the image I was talking to you guys about. When I take a night photo, a lot of people will ask me, but Ashley, how do you only just use one flash? Surely you've got 2 flashes or 3 flashes going on. I only ever use one flash. I like to keep it really simple. And again, taking the client away from their party, their wedding reception, you want to be very quick and efficient, because if you're stumbling around setting up flashes, getting your assistant to set up different angles, they can get quite frustrated. If you're doing like a pre-wedding photo shoot where you've got all the time in the world, and you're actually doing a photo shoot dedicated to pre-wedding photos, then sure, multiple light setup works great, and we've got all the time to do that. But when you're shooting a wedding, you don't always have you know hours to do photos. So it's just about what I can do really quick, really simply. And so here we've got the flash set up behind them. And again, like, I want to set up the flash at an area that it's going to light up the whole couple there and have that separation between the couple in the background. Another fairy light situation, and if you heard me before, this is the outtake of the image. So this wasn't a wedding day, this was a setup just to do some content. And we've got the Godox LC 500Rs. If you don't have one of these are super cool, super fun, especially if you're a videographer too and you want to bring in some light sources. They can be really fun to use too. So that's the outtake. You can see the little difference in the lighting there. Bridal party, if you can get them out and get a shot, because you can create some really fun wedding photos that really stand out, really impacting. Some more fairy lights. I was speaking to you guys before about the smoke bombs and how exciting they are to use at a wedding day. If you guys can get a hold of some smoke bombs, get some. They are super fun, and they definitely do show something different in an image as well. Just creates something a little bit different, something a little bit fun. Clients love it. Images are not moving again. Oh, that's so bizarre. I'm so sorry, guys. We're having some serious trouble with technology today. It is not my friend. I'm really sorry. I don't know what is going on. Share. I'm sharing my screen. So yeah, going back, this is the the Godox LC 500R shots. Are we back in? Sorry, I've got my live going on my phone so I can see. Let's try something different. I'm really, really sorry about this, guys. I have no idea why this is so. I'm going to share screen. Let's just share my particular one, that one. Let me know if you can see this, guys. Hopefully this works. I think I can see it. Just send me a comment if you can see what I'm on the screen right now. Yes, thank you, and so much for your patience, guys. This was the image I was talking about. I wasn't shooting a wedding day, I was just shooting content, and this is how you can add in some really cool shots using some other lighting from Godox, the LC 500R, which is really fun to use. So if you don't have one of those, look into them. They are really cool to use on a wedding day as well. I'm just clicking along. I'm just making sure that it's changing. Okay. Oh my goodness, what is going on today? My computer or StreamYard or something doesn't like me. So I apologize for that and thank you for your patience. This is a bridal party photograph that I've taken with a flash as well. Again, if you heard me before, I was just saying that if you can pull out the bridal party for a night shot, that's always fun as well. So same situation, the flash is set up behind them, and yeah, it looks beautiful. Some more fairy lights. And a great way to get some beautiful photos using the festoon lighting. Very romantic, very nice moment there. Smoke bombs. Smoke bombs are fun. I think I've said this 3 times now, so I'm sorry, guys. Smoke bombs are a great tool to use, definitely. And it's just same thing, black backlit with the 8100 Pro. These were using the 8100 Pro. More smoke bombs using the 8100 Pro. No, I didn't use any filter to get the glow like a black mist filter. No, I didn't. I think I've just mostly I use the grid. That's like my favorite little accessory modifier to use because it does minimize that spread from going everywhere in the image and it directs the light straight onto the couple. Every now and then I'll use a warm color gel to change the mood or feel of an image. But yeah, the raining shot. So if you heard me talking about this before, raining shots are always fun. Couples love these. They think when they look at them, they think, oh my God, you've captured something so magical. And they're so simple to do. So simple to do. And then every time you post a raining shot on Instagram, I have couples that always say to me, I hope it rains on my wedding day, which you don't really hear that often. Normally it's, I don't want it to rain on my wedding day. But the amount of couples that have said to me, I hope it rains on my wedding day just so I can have a photo with the rain in the background. Ambient lighting around the building. So just capturing the ambient lighting around the building there. Because we didn't have, any fairy lights at this venue. So it was like me scoping around, just looking, what can I use to separate the couple in the background? And yeah, so this was the ambient lighting. The couple and their whole vision here is that the little light on the left-hand side was what I was thinking, oh, yeah, there's a light there. We'll use that. It's a nice, beautiful, isolated area with the couple just having a nice, intimate moment. Oh, thank you, Vladimiro. I appreciate that. I really love that cinematic feel to it. I really do. It's really beautiful. And the chapel, so here's the chapel using the ambient lighting from the chapel. Situation is similar. Backdrop, backdrop. Stand with my flash, my 8100 Pro. And I don't even think I had a modifier on this. I think I only literally had a minute to get this shot. So I was like, okay, we've got to go. Don't worry about the filter. Bang. So we'll do that. and the bride and groom sitting there, standing there. And if you heard me before, I was saying, you know, it's a beautiful shot of the bride and groom having a really isolated moment with all the chaos behind them or around them. And it's a nice shot to have because you have these beautiful couple that are in love, and then all their guests in the shot just having fun and enjoying their wedding, enjoying the wedding celebrations, eating, drinking. And so, yeah, here's a black and white version. And obviously, you know, you set the couple up and it's really hard because you're setting them up and then all of a sudden everybody wants to take a photo of it. But I want to show you guys a video now of the behind the scenes of me using the AD100 Pro for this shot, just so you can get a little bit of a look in of how I created this image. Just give me a second so I can share my Keynote because for some reason it doesn't want to play in a PDF. Okay. Righto, what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and make my screen bigger so you guys can see more of what's going on in these images. Okay, guys, so hopefully you could see like a little bit of vision of how I set them up in the middle of the tables with the flash. And it's just something different. And if it's raining and your couple don't want to go outside because it's raining, this is also a nice shot to capture the ambience of the reception, as well as like all the decor. If they've got heaps of decor around them, it's nice to capture that as well. Okay, so sparklers are also really fun to play around with, and I'll show you a video of this as well, so you guys can have a look at, see how I created this. The guys had sparklers and they wanted to get some photos, so we did something cool here. I set the couple up. I have my AD100 Pro behind them, and the bridal party are going around with the sparklers, and it looks like, it could look like that the lighting source is coming from the ambient lighting in the reception in the background, or it could be coming from the sparklers. And not only are you getting those beautiful lighting, you're also getting the smoke effect from the sparklers. So it's a really cool, unique shot as well. I'll show you guys a video of this so you can see how I set it up. Keep distance between each other. Guys, keep the distance between each other. I get them to say ooga booga ooga. I'm really sorry, guys. Somebody's just commented that there's keep going, just keep going. A little bit of a delay. Keep going. Just let me go back to Just give me a second, guys. I'm just going to try something. I'm really sorry. I don't know what's going on. Be internet connection. Okay, guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to play that again, and hopefully it will be faster. I've just tried to connect into my hotspot. As annoying as it is, we don't have the best internet here in Melbourne. It's very slow, and I don't know why, but it is. So I've connected to my hotspot, and I'm hoping that that will help with less lagging time. So I'll play that video again for you guys, and hopefully that will help. Keep distance between each other. Guys, keep the distance between each other.
I get them to say Uga Booga Uga.
Keep going, just keep going. Keep going. Hopefully that was better. I really do. I hope that was better, guys. Moving along now, same couple. However, we had it all of a sudden just rained. It was just like we were out there, and all of a sudden, all this rain just started downpouring, and the couple were like, "Well, maybe we should go inside." And I was just like, "Please, just give me 1 minute. I'll be able to capture you the most amazing magical shot. So please, just stand there, get together." And to be honest, they took it like champions, and we quickly got that shot. And as you can see in the left side of the image, it's no flash. I do have the modeling lamp on, so the modeling lamp is on there. I usually have the modeling lamp on to see where to be able to focus. It also gives me a little picture of where the light's going to fall on the couple. And even the modeling lamp is such a great tool to use on a wedding day, because if you see on the left hand side, that actually looks great. And I always find whenever I'm doing these shots, the videographer will come over and steal the shot because the lighting looks so great for them too. So you're not only helping them, but you're being able to create a magic shot for yourself too. So left is no flash, right is flash. And you can see there that, in the left side, you can't even see any of that rain. There's nothing. You can't see much. But on the right-hand side, as soon as you take that photo, it's just full of rain. And it's so pretty. And here's a video of that rain.
Look at each other's lips there.
Like for the
Just going to stop sharing for a moment. Okay. All right. So on the weekend, I had 4 weddings in a row this weekend. It was the best. I haven't shot a wedding in months because we've been in lockdown here in Melbourne. So we finally opened up and we are back in full swing, and it is just so good. So I want to show you some of the shots that I created this weekend using the Godox 100 Pro. So it is a video, guys. So I'm hoping it won't lag. I really am. And I hope you enjoy these photos that I took on the weekend. Always test the gear before going outside to take the photo. Okay, guys, so this now awesome butterfly happening at what we're going to do is we're going to try and create an awesome epic night shot. So come with us using the Godox 8100 Pro. Perfect. I think that was a really cool shot though. Yeah. It looked like it was through the camera. Guys, I'm looking from my Facebook Live and it looks like it is lagging a bit. I'm really sorry. What I'm going to do for you guys is I will pop these videos up on my Instagram. So if you really wanted to see them, feel free to head to my Instagram later on or over the next few days and you can see the videos of these happening. My Instagram is at Ashley K Wedding Photographer. So you can see my handle just below me. I'm really, really sorry. I'm not sure what's happening. But just to quickly go through the video, I'll go through it quickly as a still so that you can see. Here I am saying make sure that you always test your gear before, sorry, that's a really bad photo of me. Make sure you always test your gear before taking a couple away from the party to do the night photos. So always do like a test run. In the video, you can see me testing everything, making sure the trigger is synced to my flash so that when I take them out there, I'm ready to go, bang, the photo's taken and it's all good. You can see me here playing around with the flash there. And then in this part of the video, I am saying, okay, guys, it's time to go find a night portrait. And you can see me going around the venue looking for locations to use. I usually do this before I take the bride and groom out. That way it's all in my head and I can just grab them quickly and get the photos done very quickly there. I found a location in this part of the video and I was really happy because I found a bonfire. So I thought, oh, that's interesting. I don't often see bonfires at a wedding, so maybe we should go over there and try and use it to our advantage. And that's when I've gone over to the guests there that were standing around and asked them really politely if they might be able to just move to the side while I quickly get a photo of the bride and the groom, and they were really happy to. This is just me saying that we've found that location. We're going to go over there. I'm setting my bride and groom up. So behind the bonfire was a set of chairs. I got them up higher so I was able to get that angle where I could see them as well as capture the bonfire. Oops. Sorry, guys. What's that? Then once I've set them up, oh, sorry, it's just this little icons in my way. Okay, just give me a second, guys. Hide. Yes, that's better. Okay, so this was the first shot with the bonfire there, with the couple setting up. The quality is not great because obviously iMovies, is what I use to create these films, shrink it down and play around with the quality. Once I got that photo, I was really happy, and then I thought I'm going to get the couple down below in front of the fire to capture some magic, and then I was able to capture these beautiful shots of the couple. Then when I was walking away, the bride and groom asked me, could you please take a photo of us in front of the festoon lighting there, which is beautiful festoon lighting. So I set them up nicely there, put a dress out really nicely, set them up for the photo, took the photo. So this is the raw photo, which, you know, it's not that great actually, to be honest, but the reason why it isn't great is because I don't really love the right side of the image. It sort of doesn't belong there. It sort of doesn't make sense to have it there. So, and I find it quite distracting. It doesn't look like a nice isolated, you know, image where it's just the couple. So that's when, you know, you bring it into Photoshop and you can do things. And in the video, I have created a little video behind the scenes of me flipping the image and playing around there with it there so that I can create that, you know, the image that it looks like it's just in the middle of nowhere and it can look more romantic. And that is the final shot. I black and whited it. I felt like black and white was better for the image, more suited. And how different does it look without having the reception connected to it? It's a beautiful photo, and this photo will probably go on the full page spread at the end of the album, which is beautiful. Another reception photo of the couple there, shooting the AD100 Pro, and I want to show you guys the video of how I made this. I'm going to press play, and I hope it doesn't lag for you guys. Isn't it funny when you see yourself photographing how funny your faces look? I was like, I had the double chin going there. So you could see me playing around there with the position of lighting because it's not backlighting. So you have to be more specific with the posing because you want to make sure that the light hits them at the right place. So first you would have seen me have the flash set up on their right side, and then I decided to change it on the left side because I wanted the light focused on the bride. I wanted the more light on her to make her look more flawless. And you can see it's a bit crazy going on at the reception. There's people everywhere. There's a little girl running around. So I have to be really quick. And I'm doing it all on my own. And it's really simple. And in the space of like less than a minute, I was able to create that beautiful shot with the neon light there. Here's another shot, night photo. On the left-hand side, you can see that there's just so much going on. But, you know, This was a wedding that I shot in Fiji. And if you've ever shot in Fiji before, it's you know, the really resort style venue. This was a resort, and I really wanted to capture this image because I could see the reflection of the couple there, and I was like, that is so beautiful. The right hand side of the image looks amazing, but the left hand side just doesn't make sense really. So I knew in my vision that when I was creating this photo, I wanted to flip it. Now, I didn't have a stand with me on the day. I didn't have an assistant with me on the day. And I just had myself. I was traveling to Fiji, so I had to bring minimal gear. So I've just got my flash set up there on a chair and captured that image really quickly. And you can see how beautiful it turned out. Reception photos. Whenever I do a reception, if I've gone off on location, I try and get back to the receptions a little bit earlier so that I can capture the setup of the reception, because your bride and groom are spending so much money on their reception setups these days and on the styling. You want to make sure that you be able to capture that that setup before everyone gets in. So here's a little video. All right, so we're at the reception now, and I've just found a gorgeous location for them to do photos with these beautiful candles. Originally, I did take this image using flash, but I wasn't vibing the look of the flash, so I decided I'm going to use the feature of the modeling lights on the flashes, which is the 8200 Pro. You can see I've got two set up there, and I've also got the 8300 Pro with the softbox, and that's just on the bride so that we can really soften her face in the image with the lighting. And this is a great feature to use if you're just wanting subtle light in the image and you're not wanting a full powerful flash look. And so, yeah, you can use this function for something different as well. And I really love the overall finish of this image using just the modeling lights there. There you go, nice, beautiful, soft, romantic lighting, looking like, you know, it's the candles lighting them up. And there's an outtake of that. Focus is on the bride and just, you know, the groom in the background, he's looking at his beautiful bride. You can see on the left side, you can actually see the flashes there. This is just a shot to show you. The 8100 has the modeling lamp as well. So if you have a couple of those, you can always use them. They're a great little feature. And this is backflash again. What I'm trying to do here is capture the ambience, the fairy lights above and all the candles. This is full power. Oh, sorry, half power with a grid. So half power with a grid, controlling that spread of light and just getting the couple nicely lit there. Another shot just in the doorway, which is really beautiful too, on a stand just behind them, about 3 meters behind them. It's another beautiful shot with using the LC500s. Play around there, get something really different and unique. And here is the setup of a beautiful venue that we have in Melbourne. Just quickly getting them to do a first dance pose before everyone comes in to capture a beautiful shot. There's another shot of the reception setup. This is all done with flashes behind the couple. You can get an assistant, you can get a stand, whatever you need to do. Usually I have it either on a half power or full power to really get the couple lit up there. The quality doesn't look great on this program, but this is another setup. Usually I would probably indicate with the bride and groom to take the bride to take her veil off, because what happens with veils on a wedding day when you're doing a backflash, they really light up and they can create like a big ball of light, which you can see in the veil there. The highlights are too strong. So usually I would indicate to take it off, but The bride wanted to keep it on to do her entrance. So sometimes you just go to do what the couple want. There's a warm color gel on that one, a grid as well. Off-camera flash. So first dance using off-camera flash. Always exposing for ambient lighting. You can see at the top it's the before flash, and then the bottom's the after flash. Whenever I'm doing a first dance photo like this, I want to communicate with the couple, let them know that I want them to just stay still quickly before they go into their first dance. I also communicate with the DJ or the band or whoever's playing the music that I'm just going to be taking this photo quickly before they go into the first dance, because the worst thing that you can do is actually try and capture these backflash shots when they're dancing, because they're moving so much. Sometimes it's really hard to capture, and you could be so focused on trying to get that one shot that you actually miss capturing the first dance. So usually I'll do that and then quickly grab my other camera, which will have my on-camera flash, and then capture all those safe photographs using the on-camera flash. There you can see like no flash and then after flash, and looks so much better with flash, doesn't it? And there you go. Another first dance, similar situation, just quickly get them to stand there, capture the photograph, and then go into the first dance with your other body, with your on-camera flash ready to go. Another first dance, communicated with the DJ here, if they could please ask all the guests to put their phone torches on, just to get some more cute little ambient lighting in the background there. And look at all the people that were so happy and willing to do all that. First, cake cutting. You could do a mock cake cutting this way as well. Set them up. That way you've got a beautiful portrait, like a beautiful artistic shot of it. And then, yeah. Okay, guys, that's it from me. And I'm so sorry about all the technical difficulties that we had during this this program. I'm really, really sorry. I'm not sure what's happened. It's just one of those things sometimes. Like I said, I will post some of those videos if you've missed them on my Instagram, where you can go and watch them. I often post on my Instagram some behind the scenes using Godox 8100 Pro or any Godox products that I use. So come along and join me there. And definitely every wedding that I do, I tend to post some, behind the scenes of how I took the image. I'm just going to scroll up and see if there's any questions, just to make sure. I think we're all good. Thank you, Me Pop Now. I'm glad you enjoyed the workshop. I hope everybody enjoyed the workshop. Thank you so much for having me, Godox. I really appreciate it. I hope everybody got some tips and tricks to use at their next wedding. And if you have any more questions or anything like that, feel free to reach out to me on my Instagram via DM. I often have a lot of people ask me questions on Instagram, and I'm more than willing to help you guys or share some of my techniques or tips on how to create beautiful wedding photos using Flash. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you have a lovely day, evening, night, or morning. See you later.